Buckley here once again for yet another podcast. It is Friday, March the 24th, around 1 p.m. I'm here again in the mayor's office with Tim, and I want to bring you up to date on several things that are going on. I want to follow back to start with COVID. Many of the podcasts that we have done, we focused on COVID right off the bat. So I just wanted to go back in time a little bit. We started the COVID outbreak in March of 21. And according to our president, we will be done with the COVID program May the 11th. People are still getting COVID, so you just have to be careful of your surroundings, and if you are sick, please stay home. I want to go back. We had to classify employees as essential employees. So employees working as police officers, EMS attendants, Department of Public Works officials, and at that time our fire department were all classified as essential employees. If you remember back, every full-time employee, irregardless of the department that they worked in, was giving a check for $2,500 if they were a full-time employee. We also gave payments if you were vaccinated and if you got boosters. And we also, through our clerk treasurer Jim Kaufman, we were able to update our telephone system to where some employees can work from home, and we updated our computer systems and our servers. So there was a lot done during this COVID period, and we learned a couple things. One thing that we learned was you don't necessarily have to come to City Hall to do business. You can do it online, especially with permits and paying your sewer bill. Some people, especially older folks, like to come in to pay their sewer bill, but you really don't have to do that anymore. So I don't know if too much good that came out of COVID, but we learned a couple things from it. So as we end this stage, I just want to say thank you to all of the employees, both full-time and part-time, for working through this very delicate period in our history. So I will be right back, and I will get into talking about infrastructure. We're back, and I want to talk a little bit about infrastructure. We continue to make improvements to local roads and streets, sidewalks, sanitary sewers, and now we're getting ready to start some more stormwater drainage projects. First off, you may notice already in the city, if you lived on Cleveland Court, North 16th Avenue, now down on Byland, we're doing some extensive sidewalk and curb and driveway approach replacements. And once we're done on Byland, we'll move down to Killian Drive and then to Elm Street. So this is all in anticipation of paving these local roads when the asphalt plants open. It's been warm enough, they may open them pretty soon. But anyway, we're very happy about that. And if you live on Cleveland Court, if you live on Byland between 6th and 9th, Killian Drive between Ash and Elm Street from 4th to 9th, and we're going to finish Grovewood Drive and then go out onto Hornet Avenue. We're going to reconstruct Hornet Avenue. If you really pay close attention out on Hornet Avenue, you'll see that on the north side of the road, the streetlights have been moved back so that we can put a 6-foot sidewalk all the way along the north side of that road. That is a very huge improvement for the safety of people walking up and down that street. You may notice if you're out on Main Street, that we have been doing some work around manhole covers. That is being done to level the manhole in anticipation of doing some lining. We're starting a major sanitary sewer project throughout the city, and we will be lining a major sewer line on Main Street from 13th to 18th. This is a 24-inch carrier line which moves a lot of wastewater, and we want to line it to make it good for another 50 years. Also, we will be relining almost 100 manholes. Our system has approximately 600 manholes, so they've located what they feel are the 100 worst manholes, and those are being rehabilitated. So extensive sewer rehab project. And I want to thank our city council for providing ARPA funds, American Rescue Plan funds, to pay for almost all of this project. We are in the engineering phase of a major stormwater drainage improvement program. This affects the people living in South Grove, especially along Dangerfield Drive and Andrea Drive. We are going to correct an age-old problem with the drainage down there, coming from a retention pond that services a building on Emerson Avenue. We received a $600,000 grant from Okra, and I'll talk about that later, to do this project. So I'm excited about it. Hopefully this summer we will get going on it and finally find a remedy for this serious drainage problem in this area. We will continue to make improvements in our existing sidewalks this spring. Once we get the weather is more cooperative. And I want you to know that since 2012, we have replaced over 770 sidewalk panels in the city. And that's really astounding. And I never realized we'd done that many, but we have, and it just shows our city is so walkable, and so we're happy about that, but we have a ways to go. We have more sidewalks that need repaired, so we're going to focus on that. I want you to know that behind City Hall, we have installed a new emergency generator. This is part of emergency management preparedness in the event of power outage. Not so much on the mayor's side of the building, but on the clerk's side of the building. If we lose power, we can't be down for a long period of time, so this will help us in the event there's a widespread power outage to continue to do business in the city of Beech Grove. So that's not yet online, but it's very close. If you travel out on Subway at Emerson, there's a Shelby Materials cement plant there. The City Council appropriated funds along with the Redevelopment Commission to redo that drive up to the railroad tracks. So Subway has been completely redone. They tore it all out, and now there is a cement road that is at least 12 inches thick with the base that will hold the weight of those cement trucks and other trucks that travel up and down that road. That road was terrible, but now it's excellent. And I appreciate the council again for doing this, along with the Redevelopment Commission. Hopefully sometime this spring, if you go up and down Main Street, you will see in 3 locations signboards indicating where businesses are on Main Street. We always promote local business, and we want you to shop local, And these signboards will help you identify where you want to go on Main Street to conduct business. So we're excited about that, and we look forward to that. And that too is a initiative paid for with ARPA funds through the City Council. So we're very happy about that as well. We are in the process of updating our security through some of our buildings in the city, and we have recently updated the security cameras at our senior center, City Hall, Hornet Park Community Center, and the EMS station on Albany. The EMS station and the Hornet Park Community Center have brand new systems in place, and we have added to the systems here at City Hall and the Senior Center. Two things that I really like about it is, number one, is you have total coverage of the buildings inside and out. The director has access to these cameras via his or her cell phone, so she can view, or he can view these away from the building. And number three is the police have access to all of these camera systems in the event something happens. So we're very happy about that. But we have a ways to go, and what we're getting ready to do now is we're getting ready to Comcast is going to install fiber optic cable at Chalice Park, at the Hilltop Shelter in the park, and at Beech Grove Little League. So people who are in these areas can have access to the internet. But mainly the reason I wanted to do it was once the fiber optic is installed, we can come back and add security cameras to Chalice Park, Beech Grove Little League, and Hilltop Shelter. Once we do that, our park system is really going to be protected with cameras, and I'm very happy about that. And once again, the director will have can pull up the cameras from his phone, his or her phone, and the police can access these cameras. So we're happy about that. We're on the right track, but we have a little bit more to go. The roundabout at 25th and Churchman, we are making steady progress. We originally had to buy 9 parcels, but one of them we have eliminated, so we had to buy 8 parcels for that project. We have done all of those. And the little triangular island there in the middle, the city of Beech Grove now owns that. The big gas station that's been abandoned forever and it looks like an airplane, we have bought the west half of that. So from the awnings to the roads, the city now owns that property. And all of that we had to purchase in order to make this double roundabout. The bids should be submitted in October of this year. And then the bid will be awarded by NDOT, and construction will start sometime in 2024. So we're getting very close. The Hornet Greenway continues to move forward, and we are getting ready to submit stage 2 plans. There's 3 stages, stage 2 plans to NDOT. So that project is moving along, and we have to buy 2 parcels for that greenway. We've bought one, and it's on the west side of Butler Drive, right behind Hornet Park Elementary. So that has been taken care of. So we're online for that project, and that will be a major improvement in our park system. And I'm very happy about that. I want to talk to you about the police station. As all of you can see, we are really making progress on the police station. I anticipate that the station will be open sometime around the 1st of July. But before we open it, we want to make sure that the citizens of Beech Grove have access to that building should they want to come through it on a tour. I think you'll be very pleased with what you see. It's much bigger than it looks, and it's state of the art and has all of the personal safety components for our local police officers. So we're happy about that, and we're anxious for it to be open. Directly behind the new police station is the old Brown's Garage. We are going to be tearing that building down, and phase 2 of this project will be the construction of a training center / range for our local police department and other police agencies in central Indiana. There won't be any type of center like this in central Indiana. It's computer generated, and the mock-ups for this is unprecedented. So we're very happy about this. Along with this is the car lot south of that building. We are in the process of buying that property. That will give us even more parking for the range. So we're really happy about that. It takes a little time to go through this, but the council is working on phase 2 now, and we'll hear a resolution at the next meeting, April the 3rd, if I'm not mistaken. And so we're moving forward on it, and we're very happy. It's a major, major improvement for the city of Beech Grove. Quite a bit going on with infrastructure, but that's one of the key components of a good city. So we're going to continue, and I will be right back. I want to talk to you about grant funding and other important dates in the next couple of months. I'll be right back. I'm back, and I want to talk to you a little bit about grant funding. Over the past 11 years, we have been very fortunate to be awarded several grants, mostly concerning infrastructure, but some other grants as well. We recently received a grant through the community center to host concerts in the city park. So please pay attention to that, because I think the first concert is May the 25th down in Sarah T. Bolton Park. And these will run throughout the summer. And I personally enjoy live music, and I look forward to these sequence of events down in the park. We received a grant for the amount of $10,000, and that is to do a sign out at the community center. And I want to thank Ben Easley for that. Ben's on our Parks Board. Ben wrote the grant, and we were awarded that to install a new sign out at the community center. So we're very happy about that. The work that you see now concerning paving is done in part by a community crossings matching grant of $351,000. So that comes from NDOT. So we are working through that now, and that means that we will have a project double that, so about $700,000 in paving this spring. So we're very grateful for the gift from NDOT, and we are going to utilize it to the fullest to continue to pave roads. Once we get done with this paving project, we will have paved 89 roads in the city of Beech Grove since 2012. Recently, the Indianapolis MPO awarded the city of Beech Grove $1.725 million for the construction of a roundabout at the intersection of Hannah Avenue and Arlington, 1 block south of the big roundabout where the Hornet is. NDOT has recognized this as one of the top 70 intersections for serious accidents in central Indiana. So we got funding for it. We will begin the process with our friends at Crossroad Engineering, and it will be set for construction in late 2025. So we're very happy about that, and we look forward to this improvement. Recently, the Office of Community and Rural Affairs, OCRA, awarded the city of Beech Grove $600,000 to do a drainage/stormwater project at McFarland Creek. This directly affects the people that live on Dangerfield and Andrea Drive. As a matter of fact, it probably affects over 200 homes in the South Grove area. So we are in the engineering phase of this now. The original design was done by students at Rose-Hulman, and it was a very extensive design. It calls for taking out a bridge, redoing a road, and then putting in the proper drainage components to lower that pond and get rid of the loss of property. Every time there's a big flood or big rain, the people that live in that area have a tendency to lose part of their yard. So we have to stop that. This has been going on for several years, long before I was the mayor. But we finally got some funding to address it. So hopefully this summer, we will see movement on that and get some relief to the people that live down in this area. So we're happy about that. And we're waiting word on yet another grant through the Community Crossings Matching Grant Program for another paving project. We have asked NDOT for $623,000 to yet pave more local roads in Beech Grove. Should NDOT award us that Community Crossings matching grant, our next paving project will be almost $1.3 million, the largest paving project since I have been mayor. So we're happy about that, and that will put us about 95 roads that we will have redone or paved since 2012. I'm very happy about that. Infrastructure is key to the city. So I'm going to move over in a minute, and I'm going to talk to you about some dates that are coming up over the next couple of months. So please get a pen and paper out as I read these dates off to you. I'll be right back. Final segment of this podcast, and I want to talk to you about some events that are coming up in the city of Beech Grove. The first event is the Easter Express. That will be held on Main Street on April the 1st from noon to 1:30. Bring your children down. The Easter Bunny will be there, and we encourage you to visit local Main Street businesses. We always press to shop local and help small business people. So there'll be all kinds of candy down there for the kids to partake, and you can visit Main Street and meet the Easter Bunny. April the 1st, noon to 1:30 on Main Street. Good Friday is April the 7th. If you're familiar with the First Friday event, the First Friday will start in May and run through October. On the first Friday of each month now, you can go down on Main Street and visit local restaurants. These restaurants are open for business on Friday evening, and we encourage you to patronize these restaurants. So the First Friday event starts in May, and but these local restaurants are open now for you to come in and have a nice dinner. On April the 19th, our own Katie Geralds will be inducted into the Marion College Hall of Fame. For 3 or 4 years at least, she was the head basketball coach at Marion University girls. And as you know, she's went on to Purdue and she's doing well there. But Marion College, or Marion University, is going to recognize her on April the 29th, or excuse me, April the 19th, and I just think it's great. She deserves it, and you know, sometimes you're a good player and not a good coach. Sometimes you may not be a good player, but you're a good coach. Katie is the exception. Katie was, in my opinion, one of the best girl basketball players I've ever seen, and she's an excellent coach. So congratulations to Katie Geralds, well deserved. The Beech Grove Little League Parade is Saturday, April the 22nd. Starts at 9 o'clock in the park, and I haven't heard differently, but it's a combination parade of Beech Grove Little League and Beech Grove Girls Softball Association. And then they branch off when you get up at the top of the hill. But that is at 9 o'clock on Saturday, April the 22nd. And then once everybody gets down to the Little League Diamonds, then they will have the opening ceremonies. So I always like it because we're getting closer to warm weather, plus baseball is great. There's nothing better than Little League Baseball and girls softball. So we want to make sure you're aware of that. On May the 6th, there's 2 events going on. The first event is a 5K walk on the Franciscan Trail. Starts in the city park, and that is sponsored by the community center at Hornet Park. And then from noon until 4 at the community center is Going Green in the Grove. This environmental event is pretty neat. And in the past, I have gotten trees from there, and they continue to thrive in my backyard. So May the 5th, 5K at 9 o'clock, Going Green in the Grove at the community center at noon to 4. If you want any information on either one of those programs, please dial 803-9086. And sometime in the middle of April, you'll be getting a flyer in the mail, if you live in Beech Grove, recognizing these events as part of our Clean Community Challenge. So we're real happy about that. On May the 13th, behind City Hall, from 9 until noon, we will have our second free shredding event of this year. We had one in March, and it was awesome. We provide free shredding, free appliance drop-off. We don't accept TVs that have tubes in them. We also accept medicine. If you bring medicine you want to get rid of, bring it over. We will accept it and secure it. And then we also accept used needles. We don't pass needles out. This is a program through the Marion County Health Department. So we will take used needles, and our last event, we started taking eyeglasses. And these glasses, if you bring them over, they are given to the Lions Club for their use. So that is an age-old program sponsored by the Lions Club. So we started doing that. So you have several opportunities to discard of items in your home at no charge to you. So we're really happy about that. On Saturday, May the 27th at 11 a.m. is the annual memorial service in the city park to honor our veterans. May the 27th, Saturday at 11 a.m. On that same day at 10 a.m. is the Beech Grove High School graduation. They moved it up a week. So those two events are going on at the same day. So I wanted to pass on these events. There's a lot going on in the city, and we're really happy about it. And we encourage you to get out and walk and see the city, visit the trails. There's two trails, Thompson Trail and the Franciscan Trail. So we're happy with both of those, and we encourage you to walk or ride your bike. So that concludes my podcast for today, and probably in another week or so, we're going to do another type of podcast. Hopefully you got to see the podcast concerning compliance. This next one, I'm going to focus on the sanitary sewer system. I want to go through the history of this system and then bring you up to date on where we're at with this system and the future of this system that you cannot see. So I will be back. Thank you so much, and have a good weekend.